wherever you may be in the world. Thank you for joining me for another edition of the Truth Conductor Show. Man, you know, we see the division coming and not trying to get out in front of it. This election, I don't care who wins, it's just going to further divide the world. Not just America, the world is going to be divided. And it's amazing that nobody's trying to get out in front of that. Nobody's trying to say, man, let's not, because January 2020, January 6, 2020, showed us, gave us a preview of what can happen. And you can say what you want, but see, them Trump supporters don't mind tearing up some shit. Let me say that again, okay? Them people, a lot of them people that's backing Donald Trump don't mind tearing up some shit. And we see the division coming, and nobody's trying to get out in front of it. No, like, it ain't gonna affect them. And we all are at risk, y'all. If we don't get out in front of this madness, we all are at risk. Or our family, or friends, or neighbors, or co-workers. All of us are at risk if we don't get out in front of this division. And and I don't know why we can't see that. I don't know why we don't think that nothing gonna happen. So if you content with the way things are, then do absolutely nothing. But if you're worried, you need to be trying to do something to bring people together. We need to be trying to deflate some of this anger and resentment that's boiling, and we see it bubbling, and we ain't trying to do nothing to stop it. We ain't trying to do nothing to change it. And when it blow, oops, I'm sorry, it's too late. Nobody's being proactive. Everybody's sitting back in a reactive mode. And that's where the problem is. Nobody want to get out in front of all of this madness we see coming. All this anger and division and animosity is coming. You can see it. And if you don't want to do anything about it, if you don't want to participate, if you don't want to get out in front of it, you're going to have to suffer the consequences. And see, and here's the sad part. You know, you got people fighting on a sinking ship that the rich have all the lifeboats for. Ain't no lifeboats on this boat. And we fighting each other like cats and dogs, trying to destroy the other half of the ship, like ours is safe. And we all are doomed. And nobody is trying to get out in front of this. Nobody's saying, man, come on, let's pump the brakes. Let's figure out another way. Let's start talking to each other. If you ain't happy with how elections are being conducted, God damn it, change the rules. That's what you're gonna have to do. Rather than fighting each other, then why don't you fight to make the elections more fairer? Why don't you change? If what's being used ain't working, why don't you change it instead of fighting each other? Let me say that again. If the election process that we're now using is not working, why don't we change it rather than fight each other? Why don't we just change it to make it fair for everybody? That's what we got to do instead of trying to kill each other. Why don't we get involved and change the rules if we're not happy with how it's being conducted now? Instead of killing each other, being angry with each other, ostracizing each other. And like I said, man, I don't care who wins. The country, the world is only going to be further divided. The world is only going to be further divided, regardless to who wins. And neither one of them are talking about coming together. Neither one of them are talking about, man, let's be civil to each other. We see it coming, and we ain't doing nothing. We sitting back watching, and pretty soon, this train gonna have a head of steam that can't be stopped. And maybe that's what people are looking for. Maybe that's what they want, because they sure ain't trying to do nothing different. See you later.